All right, we are live. Sarah Hardie from Isla and Gray. Did I say Isla and Gray or Isla Gray?
No, Isla and Grey, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, I knew it. See, I knew it. Um, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How about you?
Yeah, very well, very well. The rain's finally stopped, and we're getting some sun, so I'm going to mow the lawns after this.
That sounds very exciting.
I love it. It's therapeutic. Awesome, Sarah. Thanks so much for coming on. I'm actually pumped to have you on because yeah, I reckon you've got an awesome story to tell. But maybe like if you want to just tell the audience a little bit about yourself, and kind of a little bit about you. What do you kind of enjoy doing, and then what got you into the mortgage brokering?
Yeah, right. Okay. So I, I'm a mum, and so my I work with my husband. We started the business together and named it after our children. So Isla and Grayson are our kids. What do I enjoy doing? I am a pretty social person. I love hanging out with my friends, going out for dinner. I guess doing all things that mortgage brokers say you shouldn't do because they all include spending money.
Yep, nice.
And I get pretty community minded. So I participate in a men's link. It's a local Canberra charity big walk each year. So what's called the Great Walk actually. So we walk 142 kilometres to raise money for young guys in Canberra, and I love doing that. So yeah, I don't know.
142 kilometers.
Yeah.
How long does that take to walk?
So we walk over 5 days, and I reckon it takes me about 6 hours a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many pairs of shoes do you go through?
I buy two new pairs. So about 4 weeks before the walk, I'll buy two new pairs of shoes. So one trail shoe and one sort of runner kind of thing, or mid trail. Yeah.
Awesome. What's the cause for? You said it was Men in
Yeah,
Canberra, was it?
yeah, it's called Men's Link, and it's a charity that's just Canberra based at the moment. But basically, they provide support for young guys, like from 10 to 25, and mostly single mum households, pretty much single mum households. Kids that don't have a strong male role model. And they do, they're awesome. They do counselling services, they do school programs, and then they also, oh God, what's the third thing? Shit. School programs, counselling, and educational stuff.
Nice.
Oh, mentoring.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
it's a pretty awesome thing. So we each raise $10,000 each. So yeah, this year I think Isla and Gray raised I think 15,600.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a
Wow.
really beautiful thing to be a part of.
That's incredible. What got you into that?
One of my lovely friends, who I would also say she's a client actually, and also a bit of a mentor. So she runs a recruitment agency in Canberra, and she invited me. She has to get invited to do it, and I was like, "Oh, thanks for inviting me to walk a really long way and make dollars. That sounds horrible, but actually, it's amazing. I've done it 3 times."
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, that's such important work too. Like men or boys need help with that. They need a mentor in their life, whether it be a father or someone else. And um, otherwise, it's so easy to just drift off track, right?
Totally. And I think the thing that I love most about it is that if you support young guys when they're young, scaffolding the whole community because
Mm.
it's supporting their mums, it's supporting their sisters, it's supporting their future partners, just teaching them how to be good men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I once did a little bit of mentoring for a boy through this program called White Lions. I don't know if you've heard
Yeah.
of it.
No.
It's kind of like social work, except it's less licensed to do so. You're not quite a social worker. You're just you're acting as a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible. it was hard though. Like the boy went through some trauma and all that sort of stuff, and it's rather demanding on you, you know. And I can just see the people that do that, you know, for a living. It's like I have so much respect for
Oh,
people that just are there for these
absolutely.
boys. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Wow, wow. So we've gone from community to spending money to walking forever into mortgage broking, baby. How did we get
Yeah.
here? What
Oh,
got you into
that's
mortgage brokering?
yeah, it's really interesting actually. I think I've always known I wanted to work for myself, and the natural thing to do would have been recruitment because that's what I've worked in HR recruitment for 20 years, but I didn't want to do that. And so I guess two reasons. One is that I used to manage a land development stock fund, and I sat next to a broker for 4 years. So I knew exactly what mortgage brokers did. Then I also happen to have a husband who's a financial planner. And I thought, might be a good mix. So that's basically, it took me a long time to kind of come up with the idea. Decided I'm pretty quick to make a decision.
Awesome. Wow. And so how long's it been?
I think 3.5 years.
Yep.
Yeah,
Did it
something
live
like
up to
that.
your expectations?
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you love about it?
Well, there's two things I love. I love the freedom of designing my own business. So I've got some chronic health issues. So I've created it to be able to fulfill my ambition, but also not, what's the right word, deplete myself. So when I worked for other people, I would just be working constantly hard all the time and then I'd burn out. Whereas now I've set up a team. So I probably have the most support staff for a mortgage broker with a book my size, but it allows me to provide really good customer service and not feel like I'm going to let anyone down. And
Amazing.
that's pretty amazing. And then I guess I've chosen categories where I feel like I'm helping people, and I like that too.
That is very cool. So can you talk more about those categories or?
Oh, yeah. So I guess I have, my business is kind of in thirds. So one third of it are people who are separating. And I know a lot of brokers don't love that space, but I really do. It's very long and very relationship, which I like because I'm not really that transactional style. And I feel like it's very full time. And I think just because I'm a mum, I have that empathy and are able to help them through that process. And just the gratitude that people have for you helping them through that really tough time is very rewarding. Then because that I'm not a counsellor, so because that can be also draining, 30% are first home buyers. And that's uplifting in a totally different way. And again, the mum vibe comes in because, I really want to like look after them, make sure that they don't go to their maximum capacity just because they can. A few of them have, I felt like you're like my mum, making sure we make sensible decisions. And then the other third is mostly comes from my husband's referrals. So it's like self managed super funds, business people, everything, like
Yeah.
investors. Yeah. So like all the mixed.
Yeah. Wow. Mortgage brokering, it's like it's already a personal relational job, and you've kind of gone even deeper into that with, you know, divorcees, especially. Like that's a real personal thing. Hey, that is good work. That is really good work. I don't even know what to ask there. It's just it's a deep thing. It's a deep thing. What are some of the, I suppose, challenges there? Do you have, I guess one party is moving out, one party's staying. Is that often the case?
Yeah, so we do a lot of title buyouts, which is
Yeah.
when one person's leaving. But we also so I just actually this today went and met with a client. The family lawyer refers them to me at the very beginning. And so we work out what their borrowing capacity is. So they're not just fighting for a number. It's actually making sure they can do what they need to do. And that's either keeping the home or making sure they can buy their next home. So it goes both ways. And I like both because the title buyout's good because if it's a family home or something that's significant to them, but also sometimes like helping that pre-approval to start a fresh journey is very exciting too. Getting to find out, like they've made their own space. Clients, I've been to their house to see because they wanted to show proud of what they'd done on their own.
That's
So
awesome.
it's pretty cool.
And I suppose you're at the end of that closure state for a lot of, divorcees as well, right? So that's a big deal.
Yeah, because a lot of the time they've been going through this for years.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like
Yeah.
there don't seem to be that many quick divorces I'm finding.
Mm. I imagine it would be it could be a rather sensitive one as well in terms of vulnerability. Would that be
Oh,
some?
absolutely. And I think potentially why I fit in the space is that I'm quite open with my clients. Not like I don't tell my whole life story, but if there's something that's relevant. So, my husband and I separated about 5 years ago. And so even though we were able to find our way back to each other, I've had that experience of what it feels like to be so vulnerable. And I think maybe I bring my whole life experience into my job. In my 40s, I've had a pretty varied career. I've been fired when I was pregnant. My husband got made redundant when I had my baby. Although we're financially in a good position now, we've been in really tough spots. And I think actually being able to understand where someone's coming from and sharing that and being vulnerable and saying, I'm not perfect. I've had stuff happening too. I think that's what my clients like about me.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. That's incredible. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I haven't heard many stories of people separating and getting back together. You don't need to talk about that at all. I'm just saying that's incredible that you've done that, and kudos to you. That's awesome.
Thank you. I actually think it's the best thing we ever did, which sounds insane, but we're more in love now than we ever were, and we've been together for 23 years.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop the recording and just take a minute because that's really beautiful. No, I can keep going. I can do this. No, that's wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're doing important work, man. So do you, I guess because it's so relational, are you just local? Would you just meet people in the area?
No, I have clients online as well, but all my clients come from referrals, so we don't
Mhm.
advertise at all.
Wow.
So, like today, one of my clients was in Melbourne,
Yeah. Wow.
and it's because his parents are my husband's clients. So, that there's those situations, but I have people who refer their friends to me. So I've got clients in Queensland, in Melbourne, in Sydney, but mostly I do them in Canberra. And I do love face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
like in
course. You
Canberra,
can't beat it.
all my meetings are face to face unless it's inconvenient for the client.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. No, you can't beat face to face. How do you find the property market in Canberra? I've never talked to a mortgage broker in Canberra before.
So this is such an interesting question because I joined the industry in, I guess, a fairly volatile time. Like I missed out on the boom of COVID. So I joined when interest rates had gone up. In my first 13 months or 11 months, interest rates went up every month.
Yeah.
But I've never found it's affected my business because there's always business.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone needs to either buy or sell, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, the market has been slow, but my business hasn't been slow. So it's not that I don't care what's happening in the market, but I don't associate it with my business or what opportunity there is for me.
That's gotta give you a feeling of empowerment, right? Because you're in control of your business. You're not subject to market conditions. That's a massive
Totally.
deal.
But I feel like I always like, so done lots of different things, mostly recruitment, but varied things in my career. And I feel like I always win in a downturn. And I feel that that's made me more resilient because I just don't even think about
Wow. Yeah, I love that. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, cool, cool. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed to hear, because every mortgage broker is it's subject to, conditions, and you're like, yeah, but this is my business and it's been chugging away. And I think it comes down to, I reckon it comes down to who you are, because you're getting your referrals, your marketing is your referrals, right? From other people. Like I think you're so much in that relational space that the marketing conditions doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's what it is. It's all relationships. So when I started broking, I remember going to my first PD day, and there were a lot of brokers there who with a banking background.
Yeah.
A few of them said to me, "Oh, how do you think you're going to do this? You've got no background in finance." And I just looked at them and went, "We're not in the finance world. We're in the people world.
Mm.
Like obviously you have to understand the finance, but let's be honest, we use systems. We're not doing it in our heads.
Yeah.
So it's not rocket science, but actually understanding your client, that's the meaningful part of the job.
That's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to throw a couple of wacky questions at you.
Okay.
Have you had any fun, weird, painful loan that you've done? Like a random one, like something just out of the blue, completely, you know, threw you back?
I don't know. I can't think of fun. Definitely painful. I have referrals where um so young couple, well, actually young individual who another broker had let go unconditional, who'd bought off the plan and then was going to her whole deposit because of the interest rates going up so many times. And so, yeah, ended up putting his partner on the loan and a very painful experience. They changed jobs during the process.
Oh
I think
no.
it was nuts. Anyway, when it finally settled, I remember just like looking at my husband and like just bursting into tears. So that's probably my most painful experience. But obviously, they were very grateful because they didn't lose their $60,000. But yeah, it was
High stress, yeah.
high stress. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was chatting to a broker today, and he's in the thick of it, just coming up to settlement. And yeah, and no one really knows the stress you guys go through when
Well,
you're coming close to settlement, right?
because we've like told the client that they can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, in that instance, I hadn't told the client they could do it, but another broker had. And you have empathy, right? Like, it's not like play money, it's real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Um, if you were to go back 3.5 years ago and tell Sarah in the past one thing about what she's going to experience in this mortgage brokering world? What would it be? Advice? Would it be a warning? What would it be?
The biggest thing that I've learned is that what I want out of my aggregator relationship. So I've changed aggregation groups 3 times. So it's taken me 3.5 years to find the right home. So I think I would tell myself, like, I thought I needed a lot more hand holding than I have. So I guess back myself more.
Wow. So, okay, back yourself more. And what do you mean by that if you're facing different aggregators? Was there a sense of uncertainty there or?
So when I started out, I thought, like, you have to have a mentor, obviously, but I thought I would really need that mentor. So my mentor actually resigned on my first day.
Oh,
The person
nice.
just,
That's pretty good.
yeah. So then I got another mentor who I hadn't chosen, and I was really worried about that, but actually I was fine.
Yeah.
Then I chose to change aggregation groups because I wanted, initially I was looking at hand holding, and then I was looking at lender panel, but I still thought I needed hand holding. And then I realized actually maybe I speak to my mentor once a month. I'm not, yeah, I need to make the decision that's right for the actual business. And for me, that's technology and lender.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Very cool. The next 10, 20 years of Isla and Gray, what does it look like?
Well, I've got my first mortgage broker starting at the moment. And then,
Hey.
yeah, and my sister's joining the business in
Oh,
February.
come
So
on.
she's starting our Perth division.
Yeah.
So the next 10 years, I probably will move at some point into more a management role. Got the 4 support staff in the Philippines. Yeah, I think I could see that's where it's going to go.
And do you think you're going to miss the relational side a little bit or are you going to try your best to stay in that side and just let everything else?
Yeah, I couldn't step out of it completely, but also growing a business is all about networking. So I would never go away from the business development side of the business anyway. And that's all about relationships. So my referral partner is so important.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Wow. I feel like we've covered a whole book here, Sarah. The book of
Way
Sarah
too
in
open.
22 minutes. I love it. I'm all about it. I'm also too open. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Well, maybe we can finish off with one question, and I think you might have answered it on your own kind of experience, but if you were to give any guidance to someone starting out as a broker, what would you say to them?
I think it's the confidence. I think we feel like we have to have like so many deals under our belt to be able to be a good mortgage broker. But as long as you're listening to your client and you have a mentor, and you can say to the client, I don't know that, but I'll get back to you. And as long as you get back to them straight away and don't give them false information, your
Mm,
client's going to be happy.
that's great. That's great. I love that. Thank you so much, Sarah. This has been really nice.
Good. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You got to have you back on in like a few months, New Year, all that sort of stuff. Keen to see how the business grows as well. Like, it's going to be
Yeah.
really exciting for you. Yeah,
I'm very excited. Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, we'll chuckle your links. You're on Insta and Facey. You got the website and everything.
I have. Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
So Isla and Grade is it .com?
Yeah, it's Isla. This is where you got confused because it's
Yes.
islagray.com.au because you
Yeah.
can't have an ampersand in your email address. I mean, your website or email.
I didn't know you couldn't have that. There you go. Um,
No.
that's awesome. All right. Well, everyone check it out. islagray.com.au and check out the socials. I have checked out your website, so I asked a question I already knew the answer to. But I love your branding. I love the green. It's just so warm. I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful.
Shout out to Even Dots. They're our graphic designer. Absolutely amazing. Grace Costa, our photographer, incredible, and Beth Baldwin, our copywriter. Like, they just all got us.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Sarah. We'll have to have you back, and
Thanks.
yeah, and have a great Christmas.
You too, Jordan.